Hello and welcome to the best mods for Xbox PC, where we will be looking at some of the best mods to check out each and every single day, or at least that's the aim. There'll be something here for everyone, definitely worth checking out. Use the chapters where you need them. If you do get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing. It goes a really long way. Appreciate your time. Let's get into it. Heading down into the lodge, into this area where you find the Constellation spacesuit, we're finally going to be able to check out one of the weapon mods done by Zeus Fury Omega. Now, I've been trying to take a look at these weapon mods, often titled OmegaTech, but unfortunately many of them are set to work in progress, so unfortunately you can't access them on creations. At least that's what I think is happening. So if anyone does know this mod author, maybe just tap them on the shoulder and let them know that's the case. We can't really access his mods on PC for creations. However, this one seems to be the first one that we're actually able to access on PC. This is called the OmegaTech Widow Weapon Pack. Now these are taken from inspiration from Mass Effect with the intent to kind of replicate the M98 Widow and the Black Widow weapons. So the two options, we'll have the Black Widow, which will have 3 rounds, and the M98 Widow, which will have 1 round. So let's just take a look at these weapons. I like these snipers already because they have such huge damage. Now in terms of the weapon look, it's pretty much the hard target. It's just adjusted some of the damage and stats, but they both come with this glorious high damage and high accuracy. So they look like a lot of fun. Now these weapons that it's trying to imitate from Mass Effect are highly powerful anti-material rifles, pretty much effective against most things, hence the huge amount of damage. And when it comes to using this weapon, it is just a one-hit wonder. It will pretty much take out any target in the game in one shot, which I really like when it comes to sniper rifles. And what's cool about this, which I really like, is it balances it out by having a crazy recoil, which is what you'd expect with a weapon that is so powerful and has such high damage. So when you do the recoil, this is just in slow motion. When we shoot, see how high it pushes up the sniper, and then we go back down to roughly the center again. So crazy amount of pullback. And this is the Widow 98, so this has slightly higher damage. Now do note though, this has only 1 round. So this would be a really cool weapon to sort of use in combination with some other much closer range weapons. But say if you just wanted to take out a boss, you could use this, pop out another weapon. However, the reload is very reasonable and you won't have too many issues even just getting away with using 1 shot. However, if we switch to the Black Widow, we have a really high power as well, and we have 3 rounds. So we do get an option to have a very similar weapon that is insanely powerful and will dish out a ton of damage and has quite a slower reload in comparison. So that's one good thing to note, is it does balance it out with a slower reload, slightly lower damage too, but you're not going to really notice too much of a difference. It's a pretty simple sort of change on these weapons. I like the idea of it coming from Mass Effects, but I mostly like that it's just like a hard target with just some crazy damage. Something to mix it up, and it's a cool little change. I'll just show you at normal speed. This is the 3 shot, so pretty damn accurate, and it fires well even when you're firing from the hip and moving, depending on what perks you have. So brilliant little mod, and I'm looking forward to checking out some of the OmegaTech mods once they're functioning online on creations for PC. Something to mix it up with your weapons. Let's keep moving. We are heading to the lodge and heading to your room. We're going to take a look at 2 different mods, but they kind of go hand in hand. And we're going to start off with Spawn NPCs by LBGSHI. So we're just going to grab everything out of this container. Now look at this. Once you've claimed all of them, and perhaps you might, now you can go claim all of them. Perhaps you might not want to. As you can see here, there is 604 items. Oof. But basically, this crazy mod allows you to spawn nearly any NPC you can think of. So for instance, let's go the Adoring Fan. We've got it selected now. We're going to exit, and it's actually going to spawn an Adoring Fan. Say if we wanted to spawn another Adoring Fan, which is simply unequip it, equip it, and boom, you can spawn many of the same NPCs. Now you're not limited to just friendly NPCs. This includes so many different NPCs that you're gonna find some that are hostile, some that are neutral. Basically copies and paste all the different NPCs you've come across and adds them into an easy click of a button where you can just click on each of these different items and then exit, and you're gonna have a ton of different they'll pretty much just sort of walk around, hang around, and function a lot like normal NPCs, some more than others. So this could be a great mod to fill up one of your locations if you want a lot of different NPCs hanging around. Do note some of the NPCs will give normal complete dialogue, and can even be used to progress quests in some cases. You can even buy from vendors, etc. So depending on the NPC, for the most part, you can interact with them as if they are where they're meant to be. So this could be particularly interesting when instead of traveling to a location, perhaps you could spawn an NPC and start a quest or continue on in a quest. So some interesting aspects here to kind of test and have a look at. Now, the other interesting aspect is you could couple this mod with recruit anyone as a ship crew, basically being able to get anyone in the whole game on your ship as a crew member. Do note, I would save it before you start mucking around with this, just in case you don't like the outcome. However, there is a way we can heavily mitigate this by using the other mod that we're going to cover, which is Arrays NPCs. To use this mod, we simply need to equip the Arrays NPC, which we've gotten from our room in the lodge. So in order to erase an NPC, we would equip the Arrays NPC. We would talk to an NPC. Now, currently for me, it's not working. I might have a conflict, say with the Gangs All Here mod or something. But what you meant to do is talk to them and just give it a minute or a few seconds, and then the ship service technician should change to ready to erase. And once you see that change, we would just hit talk again, and that would actually delete them. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't give you a true example as it's not working properly for me just yet. It could be a conflicting mod, but the tool's there to add pretty much any NPC in the game that has any kind of significance, and the implications for these two mods is huge. Now, do note with the erase NPCs, I would pretty much be using it in this instance. I wouldn't go around erasing NPCs, particularly critical NPCs that are to do with the storyline. So just something to keep in mind. Outside that, these mods offer some insane utility in terms of pretty much being able to get any NPC in the whole game on your ship, and we might be able to even combine this with another mod and get them to follow you as a crew member, but some testing required for that. But lots of optionality and lots of fun to really make your home feel alive. Excellent mod. Let's keep moving. Now, from Alpha Centauri way over to the right here, we are heading to Rutherford 3, and this is an amazingly beautiful planet. So much so that the creator of this mod, Zabita, who watched one of the previous videos and asked for the location that was used in one of the mod coverage and thought it was an awesome spot, and the legend has put a state-of-the-art underground residence. So let's go check that out. The mod is called the Enclave, and this is by Zabita, and here it is in all its glory. This amazingly, hugely dense and beautiful. I really enjoy this planet, and not to mention it has some crazy cool looking creatures like dinosaurs, but it has such a good mixture of everything: mountains, greenery, and lots of nice rocky formations, as well as creatures. Can't go wrong with a planet like this. Heading over to the Enclave. Now, looking from the outside, it appears to be a tiny little location, but looks can be deceiving. Let's go check it out. Upon entering, we are greeted with a very modern and sleek design, huge room, and this place is no exception to some of the other builds that Zabita has done, and it is absolutely giant. Heading into this huge entertainment room with a giant TV. Now, I'd say this place is partially decorated and it has lots and lots of space, so you will have a room for everything that you've come to expect. This particular build has a giant kitchen, giving you lots of optionality to add an oven or other bits and pieces that you might want. Be prepared, you may get a little bit lost because this has many rooms, and popping up these stairs we enter one of the main bedrooms, which again is just giant. And notice there is decorations, but kind of minimal. But look at this shelf. It has got shockers of different stuff decorated on it. And then same again with this other shelf. Another cool room worth mentioning is this giant reactor that is powering the whole house, giving a very eco-friendly 5-star rating. But fantastic looking and unique feature of this build is this reactor room. Also has a bunch of storage in the same location. Whipping into the lounge room, we also have like what is kind of like a command center or a control center, office, computers, you name it, you've got it here. Then for the most part, we are just looking at very much different rooms. Now, some of this lighting will be updated from my understanding, as some of the rooms are a little bit dark, but it is a 2-story or 3-story joint. So you'll be able to run up the stairs and get an idea, and we'll just take a look outside just to give you a look at everything. So quite a large property. You'll have everything you need, all the space. All this can be decorated and customized to your own liking, excluding all the static objects that are already there. However, this is a terrific build, and looks can be deceiving as it is a huge joint. And look at this. He's got a little boy here just for us to find. Probably, oh, and there's even a little gun and thank you. That's pretty nice. Let's go have a look. I don't think you can get up here, but with a few console commands or with other mods, you might be able to. And here we go. We've got the plushie. We got a calibrated micro gun and oh, we got a refined XM. That's pretty awesome. Always cool to see little things like this. And also just having a realistic duct and air conditioning or vent system is one of those nice little touches I like to see. Fantastic, awesome little house mod again by Zabita. This is the Enclave on a beautiful planet. Another awesome option for you to consider. Let's keep moving. We're going to take a look at one of the best skins that I've seen. And this is by Fruit of the Loom. It's called Craftable Skin. And even though we're using a modified hard target, which we covered previously, the Black Widow, which does insane amount of damage, we can still chuck on this incredible skin. I know it's just a simple change of color to pretty much change it to green, but I just think it looks so much better for a hard target in this configuration. And I mean, check out those mountains. This is what I love about this spot. Incredible. However, just looking at this weapon, it looks superb as a green hard target. I'll show you in a bit more detail, but as you can tell, it's just to recolor this green, but it just looks awesome, I think. Really cool option just to mix it up. And I don't know about you, but let me know in the comments what you think about the look of this. I reckon it's fantastic. Now, there's another skin I had to show you done by the same creator. This next weapon skin will change your Varun Inflictor from this to this magical piece of kit. This is called the UC styled Varun weapon skin, and again, this is done by Fruit of the Loom, but I think it's a fantastic reskin color of a UC stylized Varun. Really nice skin, simple, and just something to mix it up, and you don't have to pay for them, so it's a really nice addition in my mind. I think these are actually better than some of the reskins that we've seen where you have to pay for it in some circumstances anyway, but maybe it's just better because it's free. In any case, you have two good options there. And while we are looking at some skins, let's just check out a couple more. These next skins are all done by Jasper C, and there's three ones here that we're going to look at relatively quickly. First one is for the Maelstrom. As you can see, the default skin is always nice on these models, but we can change it to this crazy Snowstorm. And the good thing is it also encapsulates the different muzzles and all the other bits and pieces. So it can look pretty damn badass, and particularly good for like if you're on a snowy region or have a snowy base or whatever, this could be perfect. But I reckon it's a fantastic, very simple reskin, and it's just nice to see some mods using this skin functionality. And this skin mod is called Maelstrom Standalone Skin Snowstorm, and here is what it looks like in all its glory. Would be kind of cool if something like this would give you more stealth when you're on a snowy region or something like that, just because it would blend in so much better. Now, the next two mods follow a very similar suit, impacting the breach, offering two different options between these two mods. Pointy, just changing it to a white with some red lines, and then Polaris, adding a blue sort of lines to it. Just nice and something to mix it up. So this mod is called GC's Breach Standalone Skin, Pointy and Polaris, and this is just going to give you these two skins for the breach. And finally, we have the GC's OrionRifle standalone skin, Lighthouse and Iceblue, offering a very similar looking effect. I particularly like the Iceblue, and then we have a much more detailed Lighthouse darkened. So these are two cool options for your skins. We'll just have a closer look at the Iceblue, and here is the Iceblue, pretty much looking like a frozen weapon, but still something cool to mix it up. Really like these. I think simple skins like this are fantastic, saving us coin and offering us some more choice, and utilizing that awesome skin functionality that right now is heavily underutilized. Nice mods. Let's keep moving. And we are heading to Neon, and we're going to be checking out this cool, what I would classify as a immersion mod, and it's called Stairs Neon, and it is by Chris Go8 or Go8. Not sure how you'd say that, but this mod doesn't just add some really handy staircases, which we can see right here. It also gives you a mission to find all the different stairs that it's adding, which is really nice and helpful. So we'll just go through the motions of doing that now. So the mod adds 3 staircases. However, let's go track them down using this little mission, which is just stairs tower, and we're just going to set that as our waypoint, and this is going to direct us to there. So let's go see if it takes us to the stairs. Now, I did some testing, and the little mission that comes with this mod was not overly helpful at locating the stairs, so I'll just show you them as they are. But what it does is it basically saves you from accessing a lot of the elevators and skipping a loading screen. So here's one of the staircases, which will quickly take you from this upper platform all the way down, which will save you going to this elevator. It basically just does the same thing. You can skip that by running down these stairs, which is going to take you to this platform, which is basically like the lower fish market area of Neon, which has some shops and bits and pieces. So a much quicker way to access this area. Now, while we're on this platform, there is this other staircase. Now, you would enter here and you'd have to go all the way down to this platform. And this is where you would be scanning for fish, trying to complete the data for this planet for Neon. But what this mod does is it just adds this giant staircase so you can run there. So you can run down without having to use the elevator. So a huge long staircase. You could just use your jetpack as well, make it much quicker. And lastly, this one way on the other side of Neon, it just adds a staircase so you can jump down and get to the lower level much quicker. So I like this. It just adds some really simple staircases, allowing you to get from the upper levels of Neon down to the lower levels. No loading screens. Nice little stair mod. I'd put this under the category of immersion, as you can just get around places quicker without loading screens. So nice little mod. Let's keep moving. For this next mod that we're going to test, we're going to recruit the help of another mod called Gravity Switch, which you can add to your ship. Basically, it just allows you to turn on a zero gravity at a click of a button or a switch. And since last time we've looked at it, there is a slight change. Now, while we're here, we're just going to cover this gravity mod again because there has been some significant changes. So this is Gravity Switch by Cocaine T. We have the nice option of being able to go up to the terminal first of all and basically configure how we want the gravity to work. This is rather remarkable. This has been built up from the ground up. So the first option, we can actually elect to have our companions or the crew member wear clothes or wear spacesuits when we initiate the zero gravity. So I'm going to get them to wear spacesuits, but you can elect them to have clothes. Here we can select the gravity mode. This is neat because with this on, and if we have the master switch on, the ship interior will experience the same gravity as the exterior, basically introducing zero G whenever you're in space. They'll also extend to planets and moons. Then we just have a much more detailed breakdown that you can read in your own leisure, just going over what we basically covered. But really cool to see this. So now we have the master switch. So that is going to override the gravity, which is pretty damn neat. So now wherever we go, we should have a bit more realistic relationship with gravity. So I really like this update. And then note, we can use the gravity switches at anywhere on the ship as well and just have them to turn off and on. Now, the other mod we're going to cover was meant to keep all these objects in their place. So we'll have to sort that out. Pretty epic mod that will make space so much more interesting. Next mod is a nice, fun little mod. This is the Incapacificator 3000, a non-hostile ragdoll gun by Ecstasy Refugee. So you can build that from your workbench, and we can and we'll just assign that to a quick slot. And this is what it looks like. It's just uses light fuse ammo. Now, the fun thing about this mod is that it's just pretty much does a ragdoll on one shot to any enemy. And what's cool about this is that it doesn't stun them. So they're still not stunned. They're just going into ragdoll mode. So this is kind of cool. What I would love this to be is I'd love this to be able to attach to like a shotgun or something. So you could go around and just start ragdolling a bunch of people while doing damage to them. Be kind of a cool different option. But as you can see, so they'll be ragdolled for a period of time where we can then just start popping them off, and then we can switch back to this gun and just see if any of them pop up. And there you go. So it takes almost like maybe a minute. Now this gun is pretty damn potent. It fires really fast and you can take them down really quickly. It'd be cool to get almost a grenade like this as well. But I really like this concept. This is a fun little mod to muck around with. And again, another neat thing is that you can use this on people within the village or in a town, and it's not going to cause any issues. You won't trigger the crazy crowd going all scared. So pretty cool little concept. I mean, that guy's running, so maybe it does, but at least this point of view, you won't get attacked by other NPCs. But it's particularly fun, like especially when they're like charging at you and you drop them. Lots of cool applications here for this, depending on what you're after and what your playstyle is. But I look forward to seeing this sort of develop further into possible attachments or other ways of integrating this into guns, grenades, and other weapons. Really cool little mod, something a bit different. Let's keep moving. Thank you very much for watching. If you get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing, commenting. Let me know what you think about some of these mods. You can let me know what mods you'd like me to cover, or if there's anything on your mind, just drop it in the comment. Thanks again, and peace.